Patron is a private equity fund manager, and we have a very simple and core ethos of giving back, of making a difference in our community. And our primary recipient of that really has been the Royal Marines and their rehabilitation unit called the Hassler Company. If I think about when I was first asked about being involved in Frankton, I thought it would be a perfect catalyst to drive home a fundamental message, which is that you should respect those who lay down their lives, who've gone through their own challenges to protect our way of life and our freedom.
2017 was the 75th anniversary of Operation Frankton. And the whole idea behind this Frankton challenge was to recreate both the paddle and the escape across country of Blondie Hasler and Maureen Sparks. It's 1942 and France is in the grip of occupation. The idea was that 6 kayaks carrying 12 Royal Marines would paddle down the Gironde River to put bombs on German shipping in Bordeaux harbour.
This is an amazing opportunity for my Hasler ranks. Taking part, we had a group with quite a wide range of injuries and illnesses, but all with one common goal really, to walk in the footsteps of Hasler and his men, but also to push themselves on a worthy recovery challenge.
So you had to deal with, frankly, water that was not exactly calm. You had to deal with being in the dark for 4 hours, paddling in the complete pitch black and just seeing a little light in front of you. It's obviously quite scary in a sense, wondering what's going to happen.
Just before they launched from HMS Tuna, the Royal Marines were told there was no return ticket. The submarine could not wait for them. Having planted their bombs, the 2 surviving kayaks then paddled downstream before they were forced ashore by the turn of the tide and the coming of daylight.
Absolute honour to be given the chance to walk in the steps of heroes. One of the most pinnacle things I've done in my career in the Royal Marines, do you know what I mean?
I think the most interesting thing about when we finished the paddle, which was a bit of a celebration, was when we put down the plaque. I mean, the memorial was really a special experience because it was never a memorial at this place, at Blay, where they ended the paddle 75 years ago.
Then began the escape and evasion phase of their operation, which was to walk about 100 miles northeast to a place called Ruffec, where they were told the resistance were waiting to help them.
This part is tough. It's not hilly, but it's not easy terrain at all, very difficult on the feet. 1 minute you're on hard tarmac roads, the next you're traipsing through ankle-deep mud. It's very challenging.
A lot harder than I thought it would be, yeah. A lot harder. You hear numbers, you hear 100 miles. Unless you've done 100 miles before, you haven't got a clue. You go grit it out, but you're gritting it out with everyone here.
At Hasler, we have a real diverse mix of conditions, ranging from mental health conditions to some quite serious physical musculoskeletal injuries.
I got a brain tumour in 2014. And so my recovery process has been quite long, so it's just an absolute privilege to be able to be here and sharing this experience, really.
When you're a Royal Marine, you take such pride in your physical fitness, and then to suddenly overnight lose that and have that taken away from you, you lose your sense of self-worth. This is a culmination of a 3-year rehab process. The final test really is to do as a Marine before I get medically discharged.
It was only right and fitting and actually important to stop at these various memorials, to stand in the shadow of these great men who've gone before us, and to actually talk to locals and family members connected to the story.
We got to one particular area where they were, and they hid in this barn. And the farmer who really protected them and put them, took care of them, who ended up being turned in and was killed, his granddaughter was still alive. We did a ceremony with her by the plaque that commemorates what these guys did. And I thought this whole thing was just tremendous.
We were just talking actually, and we quite like the mist because you can't see how far you're going to go. And the roads that we're walking on now, quite tough on the joints and the feet and the muscles, whereas the off-road bits are quite a relief really. I think I feel good because everyone else feels the same pain. So that makes me feel a little bit better.
I'm used to being like Homer Simpson, sitting on my ass in a nice engine room, operating a nuclear reactor, not walking the streets of France. That's what Royal Marines love to do, don't they?
I basically just got the kind of the normal wear and tear injuries in your knees and stuff that comes with just doing the job. It's been a good journey, I've definitely enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to put my feet up at the end, I will admit. You know.
The ultimate question is whether you could keep it up for 8 hours with the rain and the wet and the mud, and that's pretty damn hard. But essentially the team drove each other. At the end of the day, as a unit, you're accomplishing a goal, and I think that helped everyone move forward.
Hasler and Sparks had luck on their side. They knocked on the right door of the right cafe in Ruffec and found themselves picked up by the French resistance. And they were fed down the escape line and over the border into Spain and eventually to Madrid and Gibraltar, where finally they were safe on British soil.
Overjoyed, we're here at Ruffec, 100 mile point. I can't tell you how proud I am.
A really nice way to finish my career. This is something I'll never ever forget.
Let's not look at, oh, I can't walk 100 miles. Let's look at it this way. Well, I can walk 100 yards. Well, let's make it 200 yards. Let's make it a mile. And then before you know it, we were walking into Ruffec 100 miles later. Concentrating on what you can still do is more powerful than labouring on what you can no longer do.
To take 34 people on an 85-mile paddle and a 100-mile yamp, effectively over 7 days, in the middle of the winter, 75 years ago to the date from when it happened, is powerful. And I think that in itself, we felt would be a great catalyst to tell the story, to spread that word.